the weaver's curse. The miller's daughter had made a desperate pact to save her life. Rumpelstiltskin, a creature of cunning and dark magic, had promised to spin straw into gold in exchange for a promise, her firstborn child. But when the time came, desperation overcame her, and she struck a new deal with the twisted figure. "I won't take your child," Rumpelstiltskin had said with a smile. That was anything but kind. "Instead, I ask only that you agree to work for me, to repay the value of my services, one day at a time." Relieved, the miller's daughter agreed, signing her name in trembling ink on a contract of twisted words she did not fully understand. Years passed, and the girl became a queen, living peacefully with her husband and her beloved child. But on the eve of her son's first birthday, as the moonlight cast shadows across the nursery, Rumpelstiltskin appeared. His smile was as sharp as ever, and in his hand he held the contract. "You're late," she whispered, dread clawing up her spine. "I thought you'd come for him long before now." Rumpelstiltskin let out a soft laugh, each note chilling. "No, my queen, I haven't come for the boy. He's safe, as long as you work to repay your debt." "What do you mean?" she asked, voice barely audible, gripping the crib for support. "I have calculated the value of my work," Rumpelstiltskin said, his eyes gleaming with dark amusement. "You owe me 1 day for every thread of gold I spun for you. By my estimate, you'll be free in, a century or so. But until then, you'll work in my realm, by my side 1 night for every day you spend here." She paled, realizing the trap she had fallen into. There was no escaping this bond, no way to break the debt. "But I can't leave my son." "Oh, you won't truly leave," he replied, voice soft and sinister. "Your spirit will join me each night, hidden from this world. You'll be here, with your family by day. But each night, you'll come to my realm to work off the debt you owe." That night, when the castle lay silent, her vision blurred, as if fading into mist. She felt her soul pulled, tugged into a strange, dark place, a world shadowed and suffocating. Rumpelstiltskin waited for her there, grinning as he handed her endless golden threads which she was tasked with weaving into tapestries that stretched on forever. Each night was endless and grueling, the weight of her exhaustion unbearable. But when dawn came, she would return to her body, awaking beside her child as if she'd never left. And so the cycle began, one life by day, and another in the eternal night of Rumpelstiltskin's realm, trapped in his world of labor and shadows. Years went by, and though her husband and son aged, she remained the same, the burden of her secret, debt drawing her ever closer to despair. She grew hollow and silent, her eyes haunted by things she could not share, and her soul withered under the weight of her servitude. One night, when her strength was nearly gone, she confronted Rumpelstiltskin. "You've stolen my life," she whispered, her voice frayed with exhaustion. "When will this debt end?" He smiled that same sharp smile. "You signed, dear queen. Perhaps you should have read more carefully." But Rumpelstiltskin had underestimated the lengths she would go to for her son. When dawn came, she returned to her world. But that night, as her soul faded once again into his realm, she brought with her a single shard of iron, a charm against dark magic. Rumpelstiltskin's eyes widened as she held it up, and for the first time, she saw fear in his face. With her last ounce of strength, she plunged the iron shard into his shadowy form, breaking the magic that bound her to him. The spell shattered, his twisted realm dissolving into nothing. When dawn broke, she awoke in her own bed, no longer bound to the shadows. She embraced her son, finally free, though she carried the weight of her eternal nights with her forever. But even in her freedom, she would often wonder if she truly escaped Rumpelstiltskin's debt, or if he still waited somewhere in the shadows, ready to reclaim what he had lost.